I keep talking about MLI Select, and I really believe it's win-win. This video is all about building for a profit. So you have an idea that you want to get into developing and building a multi-res product, but capital is a key concern. You don't have a ton of capital to work with, but you got a bit, but you don't want to tie it up forever. And so one of the biggest benefits with MLI Select is that you can get in with a reasonable dollar figure, and at the back end there is a finish line where now you're getting all of that capital back. A couple different ways to do that. You can refinance, you can sell. So with the program, and I need you to visualize for a second. So you've got a parcel of land, it's going to fit a 10-unit building. We've walked through, so again, with clients, we'll walk you through how to deal with the city or town, how to make sure that the zoning is proper, how to fit parking, what you're going to need in terms of financing, all this stuff. So we're going to take you from start to finish, right through, right up until the construction side of things, and that's where we really shine. So again, we have a team that is going to lay out a schedule from day one to, let's say, it's a 14, 16 month process. We're going to take you right through. The economies of scale that we've developed, because we're working with a multiple set of investors to do this, and the relationships that we've built with trades, suppliers, and that continues to expand, but you're going to save money. It's an open book type of transaction where we show exactly, hey, if you want to deal with this flooring company, this is what this is going to look like. If you want to deal with these drywallers, this is what it's going to look like. If you have an idea of what painters you want to use, that's where we give a broad selection. And we've got our favorites. So again, depending on what area you're in, we can draw from people anywhere from Milton, London, Guelph, KW, to make sure that you get exactly what is expected and for the right price. We're going to add our cost on top of that. So again, we do charge a fee for putting that together, but it's reasonable. We're not going to be crazy with what we charge. I think you'll find it very reasonable and acceptable. And what I've said in other videos is that ultimately that cost should be free to you or better. And what I mean by that is with those savings, where you're literally saving money to do the exact same thing because of our expertise, because of our relationships, because of what we do and how we do it, it is going to be absolute a savings to you. And it may be even more than what we're charging, and that's the goal. But anyway, so let's say you find a parcel of land, you're going to build 10 units. We put that together. We make sure it fits with the city. We do the whole application process for you or with you. We line up the schedule for all the dates and that sort of stuff. But what we're really focusing on right now is we want to match you, the buyer, investor, who's looking to build out this project, with a set of investors and put you in a position that is far and away above what other builders and that sort of stuff will do, where if you don't want to own the property at the end, we can still use the same mechanics that we would if that was your goal, to own it and have purpose-built rentals and retain those at the end. Because we're going to approach it with the same lens that an investor at the back end who's going to hold that property for 10, 20 years is going to look at. So biggest selling feature with MLI Select is the minimal down payment. So at worst, if you qualify for the MLI Select, it's going to be 90% loan to cost and 90% loan to value. But if you hit certain targets, and we'll walk you through how to do that, but if you hit certain targets, you can bump up. So now it's 95% loan to value and 95% loan to cost. Plus, you get the benefit of all the extended amortizations. So instead of a 25-year amortization, now you're at 50 years, which sounds like a lot. And I get that, but you want to be in control of the cash flow. So when we talk about extended amortizations, it doesn't prevent you from paying down the mortgage as you see fit, or redeploying that excess cash flow into other investments or paying down your principal residence. Because why would you not want to pay down your non-interest deductible debt as opposed to interest that is deductible? So again, lots of different options there. Anyway, when we're looking at that with the 50-year amortization, if you came to an investor who specializes in rental properties and said, listen, you can buy this right now today, 95% loan to value and a 50-year amortization, and you yourself are not doing a vendor take back where you're still tying up your equity, you offer all those things to an investor, they're going to leap at the opportunity to buy this because they know that cash flow wise, a 50-year amortization is brilliant, that an insured mortgage is going to be probably 2% less in terms of interest rate. And at 95% loan to value, they can't get into buying a property of that size with usually less than 20%. And if it's less than 20%, then there's usually a vendor take back of some kind or some other deal that they've put together, some over their form of financing that they put together. So it's fantastic that you have that option. And when it renews, again, it's still an insured mortgage, so you're still getting the benefit of the best rate. You can do this on a 5-year term. You can do whatever term you want. So again, there's lots of options there, and we just don't want you to miss the opportunity. My deadline that I'm putting out there, because I don't know when stuff's going to change, is June of this year. What I'm also going to tell you is the end of 2026, how many of the provincial and federal programs and in turn, municipal programs are going to be off the table. When those programs disappear, that means that everything becomes more expensive. Builders are working those numbers into their costs. So the expectation, once those programs disappear, is that you are going to have your costs, if you're looking to buy a building at the back end, increase. So again, don't miss out. Let's talk now and let's work with the other side, those that do want to build to move forward. Or if you want to take the opportunity yourself and build it out, let us know that too. King Will Fine Homes, always happy to help. And we are focusing right now, 2026, on helping people use the MLI Select program for multi-family construction.